Oh man, it's always the day when I walk out and Jake's got his safety glasses on and a Diablo in the Sawzall. For some reason, the Cognito sends extra long U-bolts all the time, but I'd rather them be too long than too short.
Yeah.
So we're actually planning on finishing up Misfit today. It's been over here on the lift for a little while. That's because everything has been over at the powder coater. 717 Powder Works out in Lebanon. They had our Cognito 4-inch lift kit that we're gonna be getting installed on this truck today in quite a who put that there? Quite a juicy color. Almost just ate so much shit on the vlog, dude, right in the beginning. Tell me Diablos aren't just the greatest thing in the entire world, though. Every time I use one, it's like, wow, this is game-changing.
Let's ask Logan how he likes Diablo. Oh, wait. Took him 3 hours to saw the exhaust off Ford.
Logan's one of the guys that actually helped us pull the 5.8 liter out of the OBS Holy Grail. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it right up here above. It's pretty good. We pulled that motor out super fast. And well, the next update on that truck is gonna be pretty substantial. If you guys are excited about our whole DURTYMAX OBS conversion build, you're gonna wanna definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel because we haven't even scratched the surface. It's about to get really juicy. This is how we keep track of all of our colors. We actually order in prismatic samples. I'm gonna walk out here so we can talk. Jake, you can keep doing your thing, bro. He's in it to win it this morning. It's called York Red. It's interesting because there's actually a town and a county out here by us in Lancaster County that is York County. So York, we're representing. PA represent with Misfit. That's been somewhat of a PA resident local over the last, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months on the channel. So anyway, we're about to jump back inside there. Powder coat turned out freaking sick. We're putting a 4-inch Cognito with Fox shocks and external reservoirs on that truck. I actually ended up getting that lift kit from a subscriber. I can't remember your name right now, but if you comment down below, I will definitely heart that comment. I'm super sorry. I'm blanking out. I got too many DMs in the inbox, which I really appreciate. I try to respond to a bunch of them, but it really makes the inbox like the wild west. But guys, that brings me to this beautiful view. Yes, I am talking about what could be your brand new truck there behind me, that 2022 Super Duty on Miles Flight 5 Air Ride setup. We've used it a bunch of times now. It's just at about 1,000 miles because honestly, we've been enjoying it so much and it's glorious. And we can't wait for you to sit in the driver's seat and like feel it for yourself. It's incredible. If you guys want to get entered for a chance to win that truck and $30,000 cash, check out that link in the description below. But anyway, that's not really exactly what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about something else. First, can you guys tell what it is by the Jake brakes? Is it a Cummins? Is it a Cat? I don't know. It sounds good though. I'm actually talking about everything that we're walking on right now, guys. Does it look a little bit different here, right? Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. The other day I just woke up and there's just blacktop everywhere out here. Got a little weird. I don't know how that happened. It happened so fast, and it looks so good. Now I actually have an island too. It's pretty sweet. I might name the island, I'm not really sure yet, but the house is paved. And it's crazy because we got it paved in less than 2 years after moving here. And it doesn't even really feel real yet because when we first laid eyes on this property, you guys can actually go back and check out that video. You should actually go check out that video. This entire place has changed so much. Like right where I'm walking right now was all woods, grown up briars and thorns and ticks and uneven ground and rocks and just crap everywhere. Right there was like a goat pen. There was like a goat pen right here. It was terrible looking with lots of rocks and like really not nice trees. I am kind of sad that we had to take as many trees out as we had to, but that was just kind of a requirement of getting that building built. So it was a sacrifice. The whole backyard wasn't even a backyard. Like Jake and I were just running around in a skid loader having a bunch of fun, taking trees down and clearing out ground. But like this place is like an actual compound now. It's so sick. Like those trees didn't exist. That rock wall wasn't there. Shout out to Becker Landscaping for that because he absolutely crushed it on on all of those features of the property. And I guess one thing that I should just note to you guys, if you haven't kind of put together, is I really enjoy putting back into my property because seeing the transformation is so fulfilling. So it's safe to say that yes, I love modifying trucks and really anything in my life, but I also really love modifying the property. It is a ton of fun and it is so satisfying. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this thing, shall we? Also guys, don't mind the fact that like the frame is super freaking dirty right now. It's like a huge pet peeve of mine, but we actually had the truck out and then decided to just like take it all apart, but it's gonna get a full detail. This is just like a little bit of dust. As you can see, it comes right off. But yeah, we were really excited to get this 4-inch Cognito kit on. We had this thing up in storage for a little while and Misfit just absolutely needed it. We're gonna be changing the wheel and tires setup on it and it's just gonna look so good. We've got wheels and tires incoming from Aaron at Standout Specialties. If you guys wanna get 5% off any wheel order with them, just use discount code Enthusiast. You're not gonna find discounts like anywhere in the market. It's just kind of something that we local Lancaster County people like to do with, you know, our somewhat South Central Pennsylvania hospitality. So Cognito upper control arms, we've got our bump stops that have to go on, sway bar, cross member extensions, we've got our receiver powder coated, trailer hitch powder coated, we've got some extension brackets for the differential, skid plate. The boys got the leaf packs together here. Those look sick. Hey dude, we're matchy by the way. Yeah, nice hoodie, bro. Do we have the same hat on too? I don't. No, oh man, I thought we were shooting for 100 today, bro. So guys, Jake, Jack, and Josh, we typically match on a daily occurrence. Like there's usually at least a group of 2 of us that tie out. And should we break the news to them boys about what we're doing with our hair?
Go for what? I don't know if they're ready.
I don't honestly know even if I'm ready for what this is about to turn into. I'm gonna have to let Jake tell us.
It's getting there. I just gotta get it cut in. We're all growing mullets. The freedom here, it's gonna flow like a freaking vast river. The eagle screeching above it.
And then the visual is just so surreal. So those look extremely good. We've got a nice contrast of black and red in there. Spacers in here are black, and then we've got our spacer, which is actually red, leaf springs red, U-bolts black, and we're gonna tie that all up into the front of the truck, and that's gonna really kind of tie together this entire truck theme. Plus, I did end up going back to Accelerate, having the Misfit fender lights wrapped. I wasn't really a fan of them black because, honestly, paint match fender flares on these new 2020 plus trucks just makes so much more sense. When the fender lights don't match, they just stand out way too much. It's kind of like they stand out like a sore thumb. Plus what's cool is it has an embossed finish on Misfit, which was painted in prior because they're color matched to the truck. And at night, the lights actually shine through this. So it's ghosted during the day and then stands out at night. Super sick. To an extension to the swivel. I have no idea why I'm running this extension, but it was on there, so I'm just like, we're doing it. It's a beautiful thing. I've just really never enjoyed is cutting into these frames. You just have to do it. Got to make room for the front cross member and the rear cross member, but it's not so much the cutting of the frame that I'm worried about. Also listening to 90s country right now. It's kind of a good vibe. I'm not pausing it either, so it's kind of weird because I feel like I'm talking, but nobody. Anyway, it's just the fact that you get showered with metal shavings. Diablo blades, cutting wheels, great things. Make it happen quickly. And then that Freedom face mask too. That helps, but. Ugh.
Pardon this for a momentary bumper break.
As much as I would like to say Misfit is completely done, I would be lying to you guys. We're still waiting on our wheels to arrive from American Force that we ordered through Standout Specialties. They'll hopefully be here soon, and our tires are actually sitting over at Standout as we speak. Said it a few times in previous uploads, but I want to remind you guys again, or to anybody that's new to the channel, if you guys want to get 5% off American Force wheels or any other forged wheels that Standout offers, use discount code enthusiasts. Boys and girls, it's hard to find discounts in the wheel space, especially because it's so competitive, but we're offering that to you because you subscribe to this YouTube channel and because you're pretty much freaking awesome. Probably not as awesome as Jake riding around in a one wheel eating his lunch right now, but you're still pretty cool. So Misfit's not completely done. We're actually still got to get this back fender on. We got a fender light back in, and there's a few other little odds and ends. It needs a bath really bad because it's kind of sat around for like the last month. Frame's actually also really dirty right now because we were out and about exploring with the truck, and we just haven't had a chance to clean it. But K's Custom Detailing is actually on his way over tomorrow, and he's gonna make this thing look freaking immaculate. I can't wait. I really don't like when my trucks are dirty, so that's been kind of bothering me. Like I've kind of been trying to hide it, but like naturally it happens. But it's not gonna be that way for long.
Whoever was out exploring in it, that guy's a real jerk for not cleaning it after it's all dirty, you know?
So boys and girls, we've got the 4-inch Cognito no torsion bar drop kit installed on Misfit. When I bought this truck, this was actually the end goal, to wrap it something that was unlike any of the other wraps that we've ever done here on the channel, and then that way it truly lives up to Misfit. It was my daily driver for a little while, and that was kind of ironic too, because typically I drive around in white vehicles. If you guys are OGs, you know exactly what I mean, but I really loved this truck. This AT4 DURTYMAX is sick. They're super hard to find right now, and I always love the AT4 because it comes with a really cool exterior compared to the Denali, and it was just menacing, really mean, and I feel like we accentuated that even further. It gives me almost like little brother Lucifer vibes in a sense. You kind of need to see through the way it looks right now. Like once it has wheels and tires on it, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But truthfully, from a ride quality perspective, on these DURTYMAXs that have independent front suspension, it does not get better than the 4-inch from Cognito because it's the perfect balance of form and function. It actually reduces all of the stress on the geometries of the independent front suspension. So lower control arm, upper control arm, CV axles, and shocks in there. Keeps the factory geometries because it drops the actual front transfer case down, and they ride so good. Speaking of ride quality, we actually need to make some adjustments to my Denali because unlike this truck that's set up to ride extremely good, mine's been not riding all the best, only because I really try to kind of push the envelope in terms of how I can level my truck and not do a full 4-inch lift kit, but almost achieve the same benefits that a 4-inch kit easily solves. I guess I could just do a 4-inch lift, but for me, I just make things challenging. Also, another advantage of the Multi-Pro.
That might be the best use for it yet.
He's gonna be sitting on it before we know it, watch boys. So what we're gonna do here today is actually take shocks that we just got from DURTYMAX store, which actually provided the shocks for that 4-inch Cognito lift kit as well. And we're going to be putting them on the front of the Denali. So right now the truck's leveled on Cognito upper control arms, the same ones that are on Misfit right now. It's just that it doesn't have the front crossmember extensions. So the CV angles are a little aggressive. Obviously it's exacerbated because the truck is jacked up and the wheels are all the way down right now. But what we need to do is twofold. We're gonna take the Fox shocks out of the front that are intended for basically like a 2-inch lift. With the way that I have my torsion keys cranked right now, it's actually at about a 3-inch lift. And what we're going to do is we're actually gonna put the same shocks on that are on the front of Misfit right now, which are intended for a 4-inch lift, which should hopefully help to alleviate some of the lack of rebound travel that I have on the shocks right now. So compression is when the shock goes in and rebound is when the shock goes out. And what's actually happening right now, because we have the torsion keys cranked up so much, the lower control arm is trying to cycle lower than the shock allows, and it leads to a really rough ride. I think if my calculations are correct, if we add shocks that are intended for a 4-inch lift kit, which are in this box right here, we should be good to go. Big thing on these trucks is you actually have to cut out the factory bump stop bracket on the lower control arm. See how it shows the lovely imprint of the upper control arm? That's not good. That is limiting our travel as well as this shock, I believe. So we're actually gonna trim this out. We're gonna take it down here, up and around on either side, cut these welds left to right, and notch it on the bottom. Just like we've done on Misfit, we did this on the High Country, and it rode so much better. Plus, with the addition of the shock, we should be in really good standings. Is a shock for your standard height slash 2-inch truck. And what we were replacing with is essentially the same shock. Is essentially the same shock, bigger resi and a little bit longer. This is what I was talking about. I think that with the keys being as cranked as they are, now that we have that additional room, being that we notched the factory bump stop bracket, and we're adding about, call it another 2 inches of downward travel with the shock, AKA the rebound, we should be riding mint, boys. Night and day difference, boys. This thing rides so much better. I just wanted to give y'all an update a few days later. I actually kind of just left the camera on the tripod right here and kind of just forgot to end this video. But anyway, guys, that's where we're wrapping up this upload. If you want to grab your entries for recoil and $30,000 cash, tap that link in the description below. Grab some entries because who knows, you might be winner number 24.